so sadly this is going to be pretty close up, and I just hope you guys can see what you can see. So once you get the nut out of there, your basket, you can just slide that off. Watch out for that bushing right there. Push that back on, and then your primary will come off. There's no washers or anything behind. Yes, there is a washer behind there. Some of the lift key reductions will or will not call for that. So like I said, check with it. Put those down. I'm not even going to separate that basket. Next is his timing chain here. It's pretty loose. On the side over here, remove that inspection plate. Line up your T. With your T lined up, your pin, your circle, up to that triangle right there. That's all supposed to be aligned with your crankshaft on the T mark. This is pretty loose, like I said. So also when you remove your plate down here, just pull it out, keep all your springs and everything together. Just real simple, since we're not actually timing this thing or anything like that, and we're just going to be replacing the timing chain. Lift up on there. And then there's the old timing chain. I'm going to compare it to the new one real quick and see how stretched out it might actually be. So moving on to his timing chain. Like I said, on the four-wheeler there, I thought it was pretty stretched out, and it kind of confirmed it here. This one is way more worn out. This is the one that was on it. This is the new one. This won't crinkle over like this one will. I don't know the scientific method to test out a chain, but it's definitely more worn out. It is longer. So let's put it on the dowel and see what happens. And then with them being equal lengths right there, pull it up. And that is the difference. Like I said, it might just be because that one is kind of folding in on itself versus that one. But either way, it's stretched, it's worn out. Time to change it. So I just got the new timing chain set up in there. I might have already said this, I don't know, but you want to make sure that your T is lined up with the little spot on the case there. When you come back over here, you want to make sure that your line in the center of the cam there, the hole is lined up with the triangle right there. Everything needs to be perfectly straight up and down. That will set the T mark will set your crankshaft, that will set your cam, that will set your timing. As you can tell, the new chain is much tighter than what it was. There's no way that I could even put the chain on there without taking the cam out. You have to take this bolt out right here, which is your keeper, your little plate to keep the cam in there. You got to take out the tensioner, and if you come into the tensioner right there, there's a hole. You need to release this, push in your tensioner, your spring, and then what I use to hold that is actually just his old C-clip. With the C-clip, cut it in half, it slid perfectly into there to hold the ratcheting paw all the way up in there. There is no torque specs for this bolt and the two bolts on the, sorry, shaky. There's no torque specs for these two bolts or that one, so you just put Loctite on there. I just used some blue Loctite, throw that on there, and get them snug. I didn't need to take off the guide there, so there is a torque spec for that. Didn't need to take it off though. So now the timing chain is set. Everything is back in time a whole lot. You shouldn't hear that little rattling that he was doing. And next we'll just throw in the one-way bearing real quick.